Hey friends, Powwow Guy, Rob Phoenix here. It's been quite a week. Well, I have gotten a couple of messages from people or a couple of questions from friends and such. But I think it's time for us to kind of have a discussion to dispel some of the misunderstandings about Pennsylvania Dutch Powwow, also known as Pennsylvania Dutch Brauerei. One of the biggest misunderstandings or misconceptions is that when you hear the phrase "powwow is a system, not a religion," that's a phrase used by the neo-pagans to justify their misappropriation of it and making it into what they want it to be. In other words, when we look at the history of Pennsylvania Dutch Powwow, it's undeniably Christian. It's indisputably Christian. You can trace it back, to its roots in medieval Catholicism. I mean, it's a Christian tradition, historically, academically, religiously, culturally. There it is. But neo-pagans like to say that they're doing something ancient, but at the same time, then they want to pick up all the other cultural traditions out there and claim that it's theirs. It's not actually a thing. So if you hear powwow is a system and not a religion, actually it's pardon my French, but it's a bullshit statement. Powwow is a cultural tradition, all right? It is not a system, all right? It is a cultural tradition rooted in the Pennsylvania Dutch culture, rooted in the Christian faith. So that entire statement, powwow is a system, not a religion, it's just a bullshit statement. It's meaningless. It means nothing. Okay. Another thing I hear is, all you have to do is believe that it'll work, and it will work. Wrong. Because the Christian faith is at the root. It's at the very heart of the power of the practice of powwow. One does not just simply need to believe that it'll work and it'll work. That implies a placebo. No. One needs to understand and know that God, in the context of the Christian Holy Trinity, is the true power behind the healing work in powwow. So when somebody says, all you need to do is believe that it'll work and then it will work, well, that negates everything. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's, oh yeah, I'm going to jump off the top of this building, but I believe I'm going to land safely, so therefore, bad advice. It's like the dumbest thing ever. If you believe it'll work, it'll work. That means a placebo, and that means there's no real power there. It's just you're tricking your mind into thinking it's going to work. How's that magic? How's that spirituality? How's that God? That to me speaks of an atheistic worldview. And I'm not a fan of that at all. Okay, another one is, oh, you need a red, white, and black candle, and you can burn these red, white, and black candles. They mean past, present, future. I'm just going to stop you right there. The colors red, white, and black, insofar as powwow, it's not a thing. You might see those colors pop up in a few charms, like whether you're white, black, or red, another hour you will be dead. Talking about worms. Another variation is white, brown, and red. And I discussed this in detail in another video that I did a year or two ago. But really, those colors are colors of skin disorders. White, black, and red are various stages of skin discoloration, mortification, swelling, and so forth. Has nothing to do with candle colors. We don't use candles in powwow. It's just not a thing. It's just, we don't do that. So that's another misconception. Let me think. Oh, insofar as, a lot of neo-pagans think there's something called the taken off where you're taking something off of somebody. Actually, the taken off is originally called the takeoff. And it was originally a word used to describe what was happening to infants, babies, when they weren't eating, they weren't gaining weight, they weren't growing. They were thought to have something called the takeoff or the taken off, which was like a wasting away. All right, so it wasn't the name of a cure or ritualistic behavior. It was actually the name of, like a folk name for a disease that wasn't understood. So you see the neo-pagans like, oh, I'm going to do the taken off. That's a bunch of BS, because the taken off actually described a wasting away of infants. It was a folk name for a disease, a sickness. I'm trying to think what else. Well, those are the main things that come to mind. There are so many things that we can discuss here, like the hexen. There are a lot of people who self-identify as hexen nowadays. Back in the day, that did not mean anything good. And people nowadays are saying, oh yeah, the hexen were like these really good people and had this code of honor and such. You know what? I don't want to battle with you guys anymore. So just show me. Show me throughout history where that meant something good. And great, we'll shake hands. We'll be friends going forward. It'll be a kumbaya moment. But until then, we have to understand what history meant when they said the hexerai, the hexen, was negative, evil, self-serving, ego-oriented. Never had any positive or good meaning. So anyway, these are just some of the misconceptions. Sorry about the dog Blair. You should probably see somebody outside. But anyway, let's open discussion on this. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. And if you have any other misconceptions that you would like to know about, please let me know. All right, that's it. Sorry about the dog, Blair. But love you guys. God bless you. Have a good night.